My name's Elaine Vance. I have never really been involved in mental health up until that point 10 years ago. In 2003, I pretty much had a major mental health crisis. I thought that Dick Cheney was following me. I thought that there were video cameras everywhere. I thought I was the born-again Virgin Mary because we needed a new one.
Symptoms and skills do not correlate. If you treat person's symptoms and try and mitigate their symptoms, you haven't necessarily improved their functioning. All you have is someone less symptomatic, not necessarily someone that can work, someone that can get back to school, someone that can get back into their family environment.
When I was at my commitment hearing at the hospital in Portland, right after I had attempted suicide for the first time, the social worker, when it was his time to say his piece, said, "This is one of the most dangerous women that I've seen." And I knew what he was talking about. I mean, I tried to strangle my mother. I was angry, paranoid, and completely delusional. I left the country with no plan, no money. I had a passport and a ticket to Bangkok. And on the 5th day, I shoplifted. I was in a women's prison in Bangkok for Christmas of 2003. They had compassion. They said, "This girl needs to be in a psychiatric hospital." Even with all of that, I thought I was completely fine. I was just simply misunderstood.
People with mental health challenges die an average of 25 years prematurely. Mental illness adds 1,100 Americans a day to government disability rolls. Americans spent $40 billion on psychiatric drugs in 2011, a 5,000% increase since 1985.
I think until after my daughter first became ill, it took 6 months before I could even start talking about it with my friends. And I often think back on it now. If she had had cancer, would I have been ashamed to talk about it? And this is to this day, this is 20 years later, there's still that stigma attached to mental health.
Stigma is a huge barrier to getting help. I wish that there was absolutely no shame around it.
My youngest daughter kind of thrust me into the mental health arena. She was getting ready to go to college, but life took a turn. And instead, we spent the next 10 years in hospitals, group homes, and it was not pretty. I didn't deal with it very well because I didn't have the tools. It's hard stuff, dealing with a mental health challenge. It's hard being a mother, it's hard being a father.
You know, about 25% of the people in this country and families have challenges at one point in their lives or another, and we name those. We give those a diagnosis, and it helps us understand the depths of the challenge, the various symptoms, etc., that need to be addressed, from schizophrenia to bipolar disorder. These disorders, named so, too often divide and create a sense that there is no possibility of breaking through that divide back into community, back moving toward your dreams.
I think that when I first went into the hospital, the message that I got was, this is something you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life.
People are told, they're told that their brain is defective, that they have a permanent imbalance. People are told routinely, you have to be on this medication, you have to be on it for life. Some people call people that do that hope robbers. Hope robbers.
I didn't know about people who have recovered, and live great, meaningful lives and become doctors or teachers or happy housewives. I mean, you know, I didn't hear any of that.
In terms of medication, a drug therapy regimen does not correlate with a person's ability to live, learn, or work in the community. A pill cannot teach someone to play the piano. It cannot teach someone to have a lot of friends. In order to do that, you need to develop skills and supports so that the person can reach that outcome.
You know, if a civilization is to be reviewed according to how well it functions, you look at how well it takes care of its most vulnerable members. How much do we care about those who hurt? Right now, the millions of people in this country who are hurting because of their vulnerabilities with mental health challenges are being failed by our civilization. Too often their life is cut short. We should just not accept that anymore.
Even those that are put on antipsychotic medication don't necessarily need it for a 2 to 5 year period in follow-up. If you can address as quickly as possible the interpersonal aspects, then the degree of reliance on medication is not as high. Doesn't mean no medication, just means your emphasis is on communication. So it's secondary.
I was told I had, a mental illness, was diagnosed with bipolar, was given all kinds of psychiatric drugs. I think I was on my way to becoming a career mental patient. And so for me, I definitely needed to find a different way, a different path. Because I really felt like I wanted to make the system better for other people too. That's what I wanted to do. I kind of found a purpose through this experience. I've just been living my life, and it's really great.
I had very successful research, but my life was very unsuccessful. I was very unhappy. I was hospitalized at the Naval Hospital for 6 months. I was told, well, you have schizophrenia, you probably won't recover. I had a girlfriend that was studying social work and told me that. That was the end of our relationship. I said, I'm not living with somebody that believes in no future. There is hope of very full recovery.
I didn't know my mother. Went into foster care when I was 11 months old. I did, act out, and I wanted attention, and I wanted someone to show that they cared about me. They gave me heavy ADD medication. They gave me heavy antidepressants. The combination of both of those caused me to, act out. I was getting angry for no reason at all. It was like I had been asleep my whole life. It was like a cloud had been in my brain, in my head. A cloud had been just masking my emotions and excitement and happiness and joy. I've been off the medication since I was 18. I'm 23 years old now. I'm happy. I live life. I enjoy life. I appreciate the little things. It's good to be Giovanni. It's good to be Giovanni Emmanuel Bazan.
It is a journey, it takes time, but there is a positive life after that journey. I'm stable, I have a life.
Meaningful mental health care reform begins by standing with those who need us, seeing hope where others see despair. It takes daring to speak up when systems fail us. It can thrive only when research is unbiased, dialogue is open, and healing is an often achieved goal. It takes respect, compassion, and the sure knowledge that recovery is more than a possibility. It is what we expect. Excellence is an international community foundation connecting donors to independent researchers and innovative program developers. Learn more at mentalhealthexcellence.org and join us in transforming the world of mental health care.